all their insurance needs. From personal to commercial or specialty insurance, your local Insight Partners team is here to help protect what matters most. Insight Partners, better together. Learn more at myINSpartners.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
John just tried Runza's new Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger with its sweet heat bacon jam, pepper jack cheese, bacon, and cream cheese.
Whoa, this burger's like totally
What?
you know, boom, 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 boom.
Not sure I'm getting it.
It's totally jammin'.
Ah, I see. Well, don't jam with your mouth full. Try the Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with light winds. It'll be warm with an afternoon high near 81. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and calm winds, a low around 48. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light breeze, warm again with a high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to The Drive. Obviously, if you're tuning in, things look a little different here in the studio. We still got Nick, a variation of Nick, I'll say. But we're here. We got Rudy and Nick Wyman in studio. Big day today. How you feeling so far, Nick?
I woke up and the March Madness theme song is already drilled into my head. It's one of the top sports days of the year, just vibes alone. It's up there with like the Masters, the first day of the Masters.
Oh, yeah.
You wake up in the morning and you're able to kind of digest what is on tap for the day. And with Nebraska being in the tournament and playing at 11:40 today Central Time on True TV against Troy, it just adds another layer to things. And it's exciting to say the least because you have that game. You have so many other storylines across college basketball to dive into throughout not only today, but also tomorrow. And then the slate of games continues on to Saturday and Sunday, and tickets to the Sweet 16 get punched, and it's an exciting time, and especially right here in Nebraska. It's something undescribable, to say the least.
Yeah, and I was here last year. Obviously, we weren't in this tournament. We were in the Crown.
Yes.
And there was still some hype. There was still we could still do something. Obviously, we did. But this one obviously feels a little different, a lot bigger season that we had here, more highs to go off of, like I was talking about yesterday. With this win that we've been kind of chasing almost forever, it seems now, Do you think we get it done? Obviously, easy to say yes, but I want to hear your take, more of your analysis on what to expect, what you're expecting today.
Yeah, I mean, March Madness is a time where the games aren't played on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska obviously is the favorite in that game because, Big Ten team, the successful season had 26 wins, 6 losses. Then you're taking on a Troy team who is, everybody in this tournament is decent.
Yeah.
They earn the right to play in this tournament and be in the field of 64 and play in this moment. In the history of the 4-13 match, if we dove into this a couple of nights ago on late night, when the 13 seed does beat the 4 seed, it's usually down to the final shot or the final basket. Most recently, Furman, Virginia, a couple years ago. Virginia had the ball, threw it away, then Furman hits that 3, and then Kevin Harlan has the viral meme. Did we just see what we just saw? that viral moment. If you look it up, you'll be able to watch it. And Stan Van Gundy looks like he saw a ghost. A couple years ago, Hawaii won their first tournament game in 2016, beating Cal in a 4-13. So historically, when the 13 does beat the 4, it's a close game. But other than that, the 4 seed usually handles business from there on out. So text line, I'd love to hear from you where you're watching from throughout the rest of the day, 402-464-5685, because these are the kind of days where you remember where you were, who you're with, what you were doing during said games, because there's moments throughout March Madness history I can recollect what I was doing, where I was with, who I was with when watching not just Nebraska in their tournament, their short tournament history over the past couple years during my lifetime, but also just moments that are etched in history throughout this tournament.
Yeah, and like you're saying, this is obviously, as someone who more of my expertise comes in other sports.
Yes.
But like you're saying too, when it's March Madness, everyone kind of just tunes in. Everyone becomes a basketball fan for the time being, and I'm obviously in love with that. I'm looking forward to, as we know, all year, Nebraska's been tested with some of these bigger matchups. And I don't think, even including the Iowa game on the road, I don't think it's something that the opponent kind of scares me. And I'm not saying that the moment scares me either. But I think it's one of those things that, like you're saying, we haven't won one of these games before. And I'm not saying that that's going to be something that necessarily brings us down or is the reason we might lose or a reason we don't win, because I feel just as confident as everybody else in this building that we are going to win. But I think that's something that the experience here, obviously you're facing Troy, not too much of a, on paper, scary matchup, one that I think that they can take care of business in, not in a dominant way, but like you're saying, it comes down to who can play the best in the end of the game. Do you think that lack of experience, the lack of the success here, do you think that gets to a team like this?
So, yeah, both teams have never won a tournament game. Troy has been in the tournament recently. To that last year, played Kentucky, lost 95-73 in that game to the Wildcats. This is Troy's best ranking they've ever been. They've been a 14 or 15 seed in their 3 games they played in the NCAA. They've also never won a postgame. They never won an NIT game.
Okay.
They've never been a part of the Crown. So they've never won a postseason game, period. But yeah, there's no secret Nebraska's 0-8 all time in the NCAA tournament. I give it 5 minutes into the game that graphic gets flashed on the screen because I feel like we've heard it here in Nebraska year after year after year. Obviously, you have people who haven't watched a lot of college basketball a year tuning in. You have people who maybe are watching their first Husker game of the year from across the nation, being on a national stage with it being the NCAA tournament. That graphic, I'm just tired of seeing it in general. When Northwestern won their first tournament game years ago against Vanderbilt, then ESPN had it ready to go. Oh, yeah. Nebraska is now the only Power 4 team to never win. It's like, man, they're just rubbing it in at this point. But, yeah, I think the experience, like Troy does have some experience in the tournament. They just have never been able to get it done facing top-seeded teams from time to time. Nebraska, so Jamarcus Lawrence talked to the media yesterday during media scrum, and he played 23 minutes in that game in Memphis against Texas A&M a couple years ago and said, hey, honestly, the lights were probably just too bright for me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you got that experience. That A&M team was rolling then, too. And they just could do no wrong in that game against Keisei Tominaga and the Huskers. But that team, that experience, that feeling of losing a game like that was the team that everybody was on, hey, this is the Nebraska team that's potentially going to get that first win. It didn't happen, and it blew up in flames and blew up in smoke. And, oh, man, that stinks. Then next year, can they get back to the tournament? They didn't even make the Big Ten tournament. That's a feeling you don't want to have. You go out and win the college basketball crown in that tournament for its first year with 16 teams down to 8 teams this year in the college basketball crown this year. But they're it's a motivated group, and this group has just been fun to play and watch throughout this entire year. Everybody's spoken so highly of him. Troy's coach, Scott Cross, has been very vocal about how him and Fred, the first time they talked during shoot around when they crossed over the other day, he goes, hey, enjoy watching your group play. And I think that's the biggest thing I take from today is Nebraska, enjoy the moment, because not everybody gets to play in this. The players, some of them have. Guys like Price Sanford, who has had a chance to play in this tournament, now gets that opportunity in Oklahoma City, where his brother is now on the Thunder. There's a lot. SGA's cousin is on Troy.
Oh, wow.
That too. So he's playing in Oklahoma City. Those are the moments that make March. And just embrace the moment, because you only get it once. And this is maybe, the last weekend we get to see this Nebraska team. Maybe next weekend. Maybe we won't. This will be the only time we get to see this Nebraska team play. There's only a handful of teams left with this group of players that get to lace their shoes together for a couple more weeks.
Mm-hmm. And before we get into anything else, we got some text coming in on the text line here. Downtown Scott unfortunately puts a sad face here that he will be tuning in to the game from Lincoln. Nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's where we'll be.
hey, Scott, if you're trying to get out of work, you can maybe get out of work, maybe fake sick. I don't know. Something and whatnot. Make sure you join 93.7 The Ticket, as we will watch not only today, but tomorrow of March Madness, the NCAA tournament from Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O. Doors open in under an hour. Down there on 68th and O, with the first game tipping off a little bit after 11 a.m. That'd be TCU and Ohio State. If you're one of the first 64 people in the door, and you'll receive a ping pong ball with a team on it for you to win prizes throughout the entire tournament. Additional prizes will be given away as we broadcast Bach and the Blackshear Adam Carrico Show, old school post game from 11 to 6 o'clock, and we'll have plenty of post game, obviously, of Nebraska and Troy. So stop by Buffalo Wings and Rings 68th and O today and tomorrow for March Madness from 11 to 6. So, yeah, I mean, hey, there's no problem with that. Like, would I like to watch the game and just kind of be able to kind of take it in? Yes, but in front of a group of people at Wings and Rings, Husker fans, those just who are wanting to watch basketball, it's a moment, I'll never forget. I'll be like, hey, I was with Nick Sainert, Jake Bakoven, Terrell Farley, and et cetera down there while Sorensen, the early break crew, are down at Oklahoma City doing a show outside. Austin Orman down there as well. It's a moment that I'll never forget. And yeah, Scott, that's unfortunately, but that's fine. Like, you will remember
most of it.
You'll remember where you are. If you're sitting in your cubicle, you have the game pulled up on your phone, trying to get work done, you will remember that moment.
Oh yeah.
I have a funny story real quick.
Go ahead.
When Nebraska played, I told Harrison this story last night during when we had the fill-in hour. Ticket weeknights last night. We talked about March Madness moments growing up that we remember. So when I was a freshman, I believe, in high school, Nebraska played Baylor, Pierre Jackson, Isaiah Austin. It was the Taran Petaway, Siobhan Shields, Walter Pitchford Huskers in 2014. They played on a Thursday at around 11-ish as well. Throughout the week, I begged my mom to get me out of school for this game, because I was like, Nebraska's never won a tournament game. It was the year of the no-sit Sunday when they beat Wisconsin. And I begged my mom, and I was like, please, I had to pitch pretty much like, hey, this is a big deal.
I got to miss.
I can't just miss this game because I'm stuck in whatever class I was in, Algebra 1 or whatever it was at the time. So I go to school that day, and I'm down in the dumps because I'm gonna miss this game, or I'll catch maybe a little bit of it. I get called to the office after second period. I have a doctor's appointment at 10:30. I get out of school for the rest of the day and watch Baylor, Nebraska. Obviously, Nebraska lost that game, but it was a moment I'll never forget. I remember watching that game. Mercer beat Duke that day too. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You remember where you were and what you were doing during those moments. So yes, I did graduate high school. That one one day
hold you back.
That one day did not affect my grades or whatnot. So yeah, it's just those moments is what makes it so special. So Scott and Lincoln, hopefully you can enjoy the game in some shape or form.
Yeah, we got some more texts here. Cubs girl on the text line said he called in to go to the game today, and on his way there on I-35, he sees nothing but Husker fans on his way there. So that's always huge. Downtown Scott did respond here. He said, I'm working from home today with it. Know that I won't be working during the game, though. That's great. And then we got unknown texter here, 6883. Took the day off. Wife's at work. The kids are at daycare. 4 TV set up in the basement. Life is good. I can't complain at all. If I'm you, I'm in there too.
If you have a picture of that setup, that is the ultimate man cave, like NFL Red Zone of March Madness. That is the ultimate setup. Unknown texter, I believe that's who that was. That's a great setup. Like if you got a man cave setup for a first day of March Madness, you get the 4 TVs. You're living the dream, my man. That is hey, credit to you. You got the 4 TVs, you got everything going.
Oh yeah.
I got chills just thinking about it.
Yep. Yeah, one more text here. Luke from the Mill chiming in says, I can't allow myself to be confident of a win until we break the curse. But then he says, if we win today, though, we're going to the Final Four. I can't say I disagree. I mean, you can't say no at all. But how do you feel about that? Obviously, we got the most hopeful fans in the country. I always say that for any sport.
I think the first game's the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Because neutral site, Nebraska has played well in neutral site games this year. They played in the Pentagon up in South Dakota against Oklahoma. They played in Kansas City, a neutral site against Kansas State and New Mexico, won those games. And then obviously took their lumps in the Big Ten tournament against a red-hot Purdue Boilermaker team and lost that game, neutral site as well. So adjusting to neutral site. I mean, Nebraska fans are going to be there and be loud because you've been through the ups and downs of a 26-6 season. Mostly ups, historic season throughout. I think that's the buzzword. Historic season is what we've said since they beat Michigan State in one of the early Big Ten games. But Nebraska will be there. The only thing that worries me is if Nebraska comes out flat, and then you have the neutral fans, though, because Oklahoma City, big basketball town, defending NBA champions, are where they're playing in that arena. But you have the neutral fans in Vanderbilt, McNeese fans sticking around, and just how March Madness works. People cheer for the underdog. That's just how it goes. So if Troy starts to get some momentum, I just think Nebraska just has to put it behind them and just get on a good roll. And I think that's what they'll do is get a good 4-minute stretch. And then all of a sudden, hey, you're up 15, 16 points and you're just rolling there from there on out. But there's chances for upsets. That's why the games are not played on a bracket. When you make your picks and you pick upsets, you may sound like, hey, you're just going out on a limb, but nobody had St. Peter's making the Elite Eight a couple years ago. Nobody had Fairleigh Dickinson, FDU defeating Purdue. That's why they play the games. Other night, we were talking about our favorite March Madness moments as well. And one of the texters said, oh, I remember, Friday night, it was UMBC in Virginia. He's like, oh, it's a 1-16 game. It's a night game. I'm just going to go to bed. And, it's chalk usually.
It is what it is.
The 1-16, Virginia's the number 1 overall seed. There's no chance they're
it's not going to happen.
He wakes up the next morning and goes, oh, my gosh, the 16 seed did it. Thought it was a joke. But that is why you watch the games throughout. And the madness of March, that is just makes the tournament special.
And kind of going with that, then in your bracket, if you did join our ESPN bracket challenge, which if you haven't, we got the name of it right here. You could join a couple last moments here, actually.
Yeah. So if you want to join, there's over, I don't know how many people last night. It was about almost 500 people.
I'll try to pull it up.
Pull up the numbers while I read the plug here. So if you want to join the annual 93.7 The Ticket bracket challenge today, by searching 93.7 The Ticket bracket challenge -2026. That's on the ESPN tournament challenge. Go ahead. How many you got?
We're at 725 right now. Yeah.
So you still have a little under 2 hours to fill it out. With that, it's free to enter. And if you finish at or near the top with when a champion is crowned in early April after the national championship, you will win prizes from us here at 93.7 The Ticket. Compete against your favorite 93.7 The Ticket personalities, host, talent, and earn bragging rights in the annual bracket challenge. Steps to enter, go to ESPN bracket challenge, search 93.7 The Ticket bracket challenge -2026. Join and win. If you can't find it there, go to our Facebook page. It's pinned at the top. It's also on Twitter as well. Then you can enter your bracket and see how you do against all of us. Obviously, it is what it is. Some people are the biggest college basketball fans. They end up with the worst bracket. So that's just how March works. Some people like, my mom could fill out a bracket and probably win our family pool because she's watched maybe a handful of minutes of basketball. But hey, that's what makes these bracket challenges so fun. You get the bragging rights. Terrell Farley was talking it up earlier last week how, I won last year. Well, that was last year, Terrell.
Yeah.
That was last year.
Can't carry that this year, Farley. I'm sorry.
Hey, talking it up. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to do.
You had any upsets on yours? At least in the first round? Anything crazy standing out?
I didn't pick it, but I was trying to convince myself to take Cal Baptist.
Okay.
So Cal Baptist, this is their first time in the tournament. Some people probably have never heard of them until the bracket came out.
Yeah.
That's what the, St. Peter's a couple of years ago. So Kansas, obviously a blue blood in college basketball, but this is not the Kansas team we've seen of the past with Mario Chalmers and Mitch Lightfoot, Perry Ellis, who was in school for 10 years and felt like, if you're a Big 12 basketball fan, you remember some of those names. Devontae Graham and those teams that were led, Sivy Mikhailuk. That team played in Nebraska in 2017, 2018. Okay. Sivy Mikhailuk, Azubuike was on that team. Malik Newman, I think. But the Kansas team this year, I don't really know what to make of them. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, they were hot. And then sometimes it's like, I don't really know what to think of them. Losing a game at home to Cincinnati, very unorthodox from a Kansas team that we, usually dominates at home.
Mm-hmm.
So they're playing Cal Baptist, a team that's going to have no pressure. They do turn the ball over at a pretty high rate, but they have a really solid guard play. And guard play can take you pretty far in March, as we've seen in recent history in the past. Jayhawks, there are probably some Jayhawk fans around here. But Cal Baptist was one, like 4-13. I was keeping my eye on because I know Hofstra is a trendy pick too, because Alabama, what they're dealing with off the court. But Alabama, they've had to deal with stuff like that before as well. Arkansas just won the SEC, so they are a very trendy pick to make it far in the tournament. But Hawaii is a very lengthy team, and they can shoot the ball at a high rate. So those are all the 4-13s. Then you have Nebraska and Troy as well.
Mm-hmm.
So another one like High Point, Wisconsin is interesting because High Point enters the game on a 14-game winning streak, and they lead the nation in point differential with nearly 20 points. Like, are they playing in the most elite conference? No, but they're winning games by a landslide throughout. McNeese State, they were in the tournament last year. Amir Ora Khan, I have to mention him. He's the student manager on the team. He's back again. They won a game in the tournament last year, so that experience is back. And then South Florida, they are on a winning streak, 10-game winning streak, won the American Conference, is an 11 seed. They're facing Louisville, who's without Michael Brown Jr. He's been ruled out for the opening weekend. Those are just a handful of them off the top of my head. VCU is another trendy one just because Caleb Wilson is out for North Carolina. So, and that there'll be ones that I didn't even mention. And probably all those ones I just mentioned, the top seed's going to win, and then some
won't even matter.
And then some 15 seeds going to knock off the team that some 2 seeds that people think are going to win the national championship. That's just how March Madness works.
Oh yeah, I got, for everyone who's tuned into the drive before when I'm here, obviously I'm a Longhorn fan, so I got that. That's my one upset. I think everything else seems pretty normal, but I got Texas knocking off BYU. If it happens, you're welcome. If not, I'm sorry. But yeah, we got one last comment here before we get to our first commercial break here. Cubsker says it's always the people who don't know hardly anything about sports that have the best bracket.
Exactly. Like there must be some strategy to that. Like you just get the bracket, you don't watch the selection show, you don't watch college basketball, and you have a good bracket. I don't know how to explain it. Around with that with Texas, there's always a first 4 team who usually gets hot as well. So hey, not a crazy pick.
Oh, hopefully it's them. Hopefully we get a Nebraska-Texas matchup at some point. But
I don't know. You'd have to go pretty far in that one.
Yeah, I trust my guys. We'll see if we trust y'all's. But with that being said, keep it tuned right here to the Drive on 93.7 The Ticket on theticketfm.com.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this spring. And you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. March's cream cheese flavor is Green Goddess. Pair it with a leprechaun latte. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Early Break is hitting the road to the NCAA tournament in Oklahoma City. Join me, Jake Sorensen, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 a.m. in the outdoor patio area of the Courtyard Marriott in downtown OKC on both Thursday and Friday. Come down and hang out to start the day before Nebraska plays Troy on Thursday, and then join us on the off day on Friday as well. Early Break's trip to OKC is made possible by Sandhills Careers, who is growing in Lincoln. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, buddy, here we go. Just keep your eye on the ball. All right, just swing right through it. Yeah, good job. Way to go. Hey, run it out. Okay.
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Hey fellas, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. So here's your friendly reminder that ignoring your gut isn't a strategy on the field or in real life. Once you hit 45, screening isn't optional anymore. It can literally save your life. Advanced medical imaging makes it easy with fast, comfortable CT colonography. No hospital hoops, no all-day ordeal. Just a simple scan that helps you stay ahead of the game. Talk to your doctor about getting your screening ordered at AMI and keep yourself in the lineup for the long run.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Coppell. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at coppellcars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G1739777 with approved credit.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Make sure to keep texting the Starter Heyman Jeweler text line, 402-464-5685. With that being said, we will be getting into some more text here. One that I'm going to point out just because I have to now. Unknown texter 0658 says, Texas fan, welp, kill his mic.
Yeah,
that's just not how this works. I'm sorry. You're stuck with me for the next hour and a half, whether you like it or not. So another one here says that some of his upset picks are going to be Akron, which I'm not a hater of that one, honestly. But one more before we get to anything else you want to get to, Nick. We got a YouTube comment here. Yup, I'm getting my freshman out of school in a bit to hopefully witness something special. Sounds like you, Nick.
Sounds like a MVP parent. You're the real MVP, as Kevin Durant once said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's one day of school, and you get to get out there, and you just cherish that moment. It's something you'll talk about 20, 30, 40 years from now. Hey, remember when you got me out of high school to watch this Nebraska basketball game, to witness potentially history, and then you do it all over again potentially on Saturday, and then depends what that goes, and maybe you get another weekend of this team.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not given. You have to earn it. There'll be 40 minutes of basketball throughout, but it should be exciting. I mean, you're making your guys' day, making that freshman's day, getting them out there and being able to potentially witness the first win for Nebraska basketball in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and as a freshman in high school, you're not really missing too much. These are the intro classes. Like he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Maybe he's like an AP student. We don't know. You don't know.
No, yeah,
we don't know.
But if he is an AP, obviously he's smart enough to be in there. So I mean, he can afford a day off. I'm cool with it. He'll be all right.
I think so too.
Yeah. So with you said you had missed one of these days for a Husker loss, unfortunately. Was there any other sports games you missed school for, missed work for, anything like that stand out?
Off the top of my head, no, but I remember a couple of watching some games during like we had those teachers who would bring in the TV or whatever during, class, or we turn on like the smart board and turn on games, log into their own March Madness live and watch games. Those were some of the most, those were the best teachers, like hands down. The 2 days out of the year you were able to do that.
Yeah.
MVP. I remember watching RJ Hunter hit the Georgia State beat Baylor. He hit that shot with his dad was the coach. I don't know. Do you remember this?
I don't.
So
I have to look into this.
So RJ Hunter, Georgia State won their conference. They celebrated after, and his dad, RJ Hunter's dad, was the coach. He got hurt during the celebration, and he had to have like a little like scooter with him on the sideline because of said injury to his leg.
Nice.
So they get to the NCAA tournament. I believe it was a 3-14, maybe 4-13 matchup. Georgia State, RJ Hunter hits a shot from deep three at the top of the key, near in the closing seconds to defeat Baylor, and give Georgia State the win. And during that moment, RJ Hunter's dad, who was the coach, fell off his scooter in celebration.
Oh, I've seen that right now.
And it was it Baylor? I think it was Baylor.
3-14, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 3-14 matchup, and that shot, the buzzer, his dad falls out. He was like, hey, you're not supposed to stand. You're supposed to take it slow in this moment because you have a serious leg injury. No, he like jumped out of his scooter on the sideline, and that was a moment to be. So that was one of them. I remember. I think I was in U.S. history or something like that, watching that game, and we didn't start class until that game was over, and I saw that shot, and then we got to hit the books after watching that. So pretty electric. It was 8th period class, but yeah, that's one of the biggest moments. What about you?
I don't know. I think it might have came this last year. My sports teams are all over the place before we get in here, besides my Longhorns, but I'm a Blue Jays fan. So the entire World Series, obviously, we had like classes, we had practice in there in between optional lifts. And I remember I told coach, I was like, I'm not going to miss, I'm going to have to miss this optional lift and just watch the game one of this World Series. Obviously, he understood, which was cool, but like that was just a depressing series anyways. I don't like talking about it, but that was where most of my attention went. Other than that, my Longhorns are pretty disappointing sometimes. So I haven't missed anything for them yet, but we got one text here. I think you'll like this one, Nick.
Okay.
He says, who are these rookies on the radio?
Rookies?
Yeah. Well, if we're not so rookie here. If you were tuning into the first hour, by the way, or the first segment, by the way, Nick will be live later from Buffalo Wings and Rings. We will be having a watch party for the Husker game and through the day until around 6 p.m., which we'll plug that in a second, obviously. But we're running the board for him while he gets everything set up. You can make it out there, Eric. Go see some real professionals then. But until then, the rookies are staying here.
And this rookie is going to be making the trip down there today.
Exactly.
So if you want to come talk to this rookie of the year candidate, I guess, I don't know. But make sure you join us as we watch day 1 and day 2 of the NCAA tournament live from Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and 0. Doors open in a matter of under a half an hour, about 24 more minutes. If you're, the first game tips off around 11 o'clock. If you're one of the first 64 people in the door, you will receive a ping pong ball with a team on it that's in the tournament, and you will be able to win prizes throughout the entire tournament. Additional prizes will be given away throughout the day as we broadcast live from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and we'll have plenty of post-game coverage from Nebraska and Troy. So the schedule after this, we'll be here till 11 o'clock holding it down. 11 o'clock to noon, you'll have Bach in the black shirt. Terrell Farley, Jake Bakoven will be down there. Noon to 1, Adam Carricker show. 1 to 2, you have, or 1 to 2-ish, you'll have Bach in the black shirt part 2, and then you'll have about 2 hours potentially of post-game coverage of Nebraska and Troy. So you're going to come down, hang out with us, and then after that, you'll get old school till 6 o'clock down there. So that is the schedule. Nick Sainert down there, he's done a fabulous job setting up. We fit a folding table in his car yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't know how we did that, but with the glove fits is the saying. We did that. You'll have me, you'll have Jake Bakoven, Terrell Farley. The whole crew will be there. So if you want to come see them and this rookie, if you want to call it that, come on down and come say hi. We're excited to share the moment with you because without you guys, it's nothing. Because we're just guys just sitting up talking about sports in Buffalo Wings Rings. But without you guys make the atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm assuming, is there going to be a line? Like, I know I see the videos of like Husker volleyball and Husker basketball with a line for the student section.
Yeah.
We should get a video. Nick, if you're, you're probably really busy setting up right now. And if you're listening, Love if you have video of people outside. I'd like to see if there's a line outside.
Yeah, usually we get one. Last year, I think we might have gotten a little bit. This year, I'm expecting a real line to be out there.
Well, because you actually have Nebraska playing in the tournament, and they're playing at 11:40 on a weekday. So rookies are holding it down here.
Yep.
Connor, if you're a breaker, Connor's been a great job filling in the mornings. So we got some depth here. We're kind of like we're a really good team. I'll say that because depth is what makes teams. Exactly. And that's what 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com has.
Yep. We got a text here from Brian on the text line. When Nebraska won the national championship in 94, my parents let me skip school to go to the celebration of Devaney. I'm 47 and remember it like it's yesterday to this day. Go Big Red. So like those are the ones like that. Like that's
what I mean.
Exactly. Like you probably would have learned something cool that day at school, I'm sure. Maybe probably not. But it's like those are the things now you know exactly where you were that day. And there's certain moments like that I went to the volleyball day here at Memorial Stadium, and it's like, I think I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry, Coach. I think I skipped another optional lift that day, but it's like
you're pretty good at skipping optional lifts.
I find ways. But it's one of those things where it's like, do I remember what the lift would have been? Probably not. But I remember exactly where I was. I was at the top of the stadium, but I was still there, and I was with my friends. And it's like, there's moments, especially in March Madness, like we're talking about these buzzer beaters you can name off the top of your head, that you kind of just know exactly where you're at. And that's what makes sports and moments like this exactly what they are. And I love it.
Feeding off that, what is your favorite underdog story in March Madness? I'm putting you on the spot. Because obviously Nebraska is not an underdog. I don't fear that, the neutral fans are going to get behind them if it's a close game, because Nebraska is not a blue blood. They're not like a Duke or a Purdue facing this underdog mid-major. So it's a little different. So like when you see an upset, when you see a Duke or a CJ McCollum led Lehigh team knocking off Duke, or a Fairleigh Dickinson or a UMBC, there's one underdog team that really, like St. Peter's, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. I'm gonna be honest, just because I saw that video of them like walking out their bus and like none of their track shoes had any gear or any logos on it, and I was like, oh wow, like as a Division III athlete, you have the same exact gear I have. That's insane. So I think that stood out to me. I like the run they went on. I mean, obviously it didn't end how they wanted to. You got some guys transferring out of there, rightfully so.
Doug Eddard being one of them.
Exactly.
He was the face of the team.
Yeah, he was. And I thought he was such a cool guy. Like that team just seems so fun. And it was like that, like you kind of mentioned earlier with some other teams playing today, like there's no pressure on these guys really. Like the only ones expecting you to do anything is just your own locker room. And those are the guys where it's like, yeah, like I'm a big fan of those. I mean, it's cool to see the best of the best, the 1v1s whenever we got that last year and years ago. But I like that. I like the run where it's the guys who just look like they came from nothing, beating guys who have everything handed to them. So I'm a big fan of the Peters ones.
So my favorite is probably Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast.
Okay.
If you remember them, they played Georgetown at the time in a 2-15 matchup. Otto Porter Jr. leading that Georgetown team. I think I was in junior high at the time. I had like a junior high basketball tournament in Fremont.
Nice.
Some tournament. I think we played Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we were off. Or we had an off or a bye on Friday, so we had to make the trip down there because Fremont's a decent drive from Lincoln. We were down there, and I had Georgetown winning the entire thing. I'm pretty sure had them in the Final Four that year because I think they just played really well in the Big East tournament at that point. So Florida Gulf Coast comes in, this team that's just throwing oops and dunking the ball, and I like who are these guys from the ASUN conference? They end up winning that game and then beating San Diego State the next year. I mean, that was also in like the prime Blake Griffin when he was throwing down dunks, when dunking was like awesome to see.
Yeah.
And you just were seeing guys just postered across the board. That was a huge underdog story and really fun one to watch. UMBC and FDU, obviously, because 16 seeds. It seemed like we were never going to see a 16 over one. And then when that happened, they win a game, and it just felt revolutionary, essentially, because who would have seen a Virginia team losing to UMBC or a Purdue losing to FDU?
Yeah. Another one that I think stood out because I was a kid. And again, I'm looking at it here, this was 2011. I was born in 2002, so I would have been 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not knowledgeable when I'm that age at all. But I remember I was like, oh, yeah, like Butler, it's a cool name. And then they take down number one Pitt right here. I'm reading, and it's just like I had no idea who any of those teams were. I remember I was at, of course, a Mexican restaurant just eating tacos. And I'm like, oh, that's a nice game we got on. And I was like, yeah, like that seems fun. Like they're going to win. I remember I clearly told my mom no history at all. And then it happened. And those are the ones that too, like those stand out. Another text on the text line here for me says horns down and then go Big Red. Obviously, I'm going to say it. I've said it multiple times. I like to call myself a horn husker. I'm a fan of both now. I've coined that. And so the Go Big Red doesn't make me mad anymore. I'm cool with it. I cheer for the Huskers as long as they're not playing the Longhorns, which doesn't happen too often, obviously. So I'll be yelling Big Red sometimes. Don't worry.
So with that Butler team, I think Sheldon Mack was the point guard in 20. That was a couple years removed from when Gordon Hayward and Butler and Brad Stevens then made that run to the national championship against Duke, and Gordon Hayward threw up a half-court shot that really was pretty darn close to going in.
Really?
So,
Wow.
but that's when Butler basketball was kind of put on the map, of course, and now they're playing in the Big East Conference. Not the Butler of what we saw in the 2010, late 2000s, early 2010s, but put Butler basketball on the map in general.
Yeah, we got, says right here, Sheldon Mack, he led Butler with 30 points that game. So,
Let's see. I knew he was on that team. Who's number 34? 34, tall guy, center. He was the post player. He was something I can't remember his name off the top of my head. 34, 44, one of those numbers. Look on
Matt
that.
Howard, maybe?
Yes,
Yeah.
Matt Howard. Matt Howard ruled. That's a Twitter account that posted that guy rocked, and that he was one of the daily candidates. And I was like, man, so that Butler team is how I remembered them. Sheldon Mack was a really good point guard. So, and that Pitt team was also a team that trendy pick at the time. So, and we'll know here, games tip off in what, an hour and 30 minutes. 11:15, Nebraska at 11:40. If you're a parent and you're picking up your kids, taking them out of school, you're an MVP. You're the GOAT essentially.
Yep. We do have an unknown texter here, 4990. Just drove by your location. Big line outside Wings and Rings already. So I think they open in 15 minutes now, but if it's a huge line, I'm expecting it to be a huge day there all day. Obviously, it gets pretty packed whenever we have our events there, but I think this one's going to be even more special than our Super Bowl days.
The Super Bowl one was packed.
That was huge. I couldn't find a seat, and I work at the ticket, but whatever. But no, I think it's going to be huge. You'll be there, obviously. So, again, we got the rookies on site.
Well, I have to go down there. I'm leaving literally right after show at 11 o'clock, and the parking lot is not they have a little circle there, or a little triangle and whatever. But I'm going to have to find a spot and get in there, and hopefully there's a seat for me. I might be standing eating wings and watching basketball. I mean, we're going to help give out prizes. I mean, come find me and Nick Stander. We'll probably kind of leading the ship, but this rookie's up for the task.
Yep. With that being said, make sure to keep sending some more texts here on the Sartor Heyman Jeweler text line at 402-464-5685. As you can tell, we're answering them all, even the ones that I don't want to answer about my Longhorns, but we'll get to them all. I got a lot of March Madness to get to, some more stats that Nick Wyman's going to give us off the top of his head, amazingly so. So with that being said, keep it right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wake up, Lincoln. You're not dreaming. Schaefer Sleep Gallery has closeout mattresses up to 50% off. Hurry in now for the best selection and savings on Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland closeouts. We're talking one-of-a-kinds, floor models, and closeouts up to 50% off. Plus, Schaefer Sleep Gallery has free local delivery on any closeout Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland mattress while they last. So hurry in to save hundreds. Plus, free local delivery on closeout mattresses in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's. 48th and R, Lincoln.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. Hey fellas, March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. So here's your friendly reminder that ignoring your gut isn't a strategy on the field or in real life. Once you hit 45, screening isn't optional anymore. It can literally save your life. Advanced medical imaging makes it easy with fast, comfortable CT colonography. No hospital hoops, no all-day ordeal. Just a simple scan that helps you stay ahead of the game. Talk to your doctor about getting your screening ordered at AMI and keep yourself in the lineup for the long run.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it, and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O.
John just tried Runza's new Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger with its sweet heat bacon jam, pepper jack cheese, bacon, and cream cheese.
Whoa, this burger's like totally.
What?
You know, boom, 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 boom.
Not sure I'm getting it.
It's totally jammin'.
Ah, I see. Well, don't jam with your mouth full. Try the Jammin' Bacon Cheeseburger. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and we are very excited to announce our spring sales event happening now at Copple. We have 0% financing or up to $13,000 off select GMC and Chevrolet inventory. You heard that right, 0%. Or $13,000 off select inventory. We'd love to see you at the store or check us out online at copplecars.com. Folks, this is really confident buying and confident driving. Stock number C127238 and G173977 with approved credit.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Early break is hitting the road to the NCAA tournament in Oklahoma City. Join me, Jake Sorensen, Steve Sipple, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 a.m. in the outdoor patio area of the Courtyard Marriott in downtown OKC on both Thursday and Friday. Come down and hang out to start the day before Nebraska plays Troy on Thursday, and then join us on the off day on Friday as well. Early break's trip to OKC is made possible by Sandhills Careers, who is growing in Lincoln. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Quick little history segment, which we'll give it to the brains of the group here, Nick Wyman, the rookie. What you got for us, Nick?
I got a couple things. So 2006, Candace Parker playing in the NCAA tournament with Tennessee, the Volunteers. Dunks, first one to dunk in an NCAA tournament game, becoming the first woman to do so. Brittany Griner did that a couple of years after that. But Candace Parker was a phenomenal basketball player, not only at the college ranks, but also in the WNBA. Along with that, Coach K in 2011 picked up his 900th career win. In that one, obviously, he is a legendary coach as well. Out here, we got a Sydney Raiders bus. Sydney, like the high school. I'm just driving by right now. I don't know what that's for. Maybe a track meet or something, but I don't know. It's not state tournament week, so that kind of threw me for a week. Scotts Bluff stayed across the street from our studio here the other week. Really? So yeah, so I don't know. That just caught my attention all of a sudden. Along with that, 2015, as mentioned, on this day in history, RJ Hunter hits a crucial game three-pointer to lift 14-seeded Georgia State over Baylor in the NCAA tournament. Those are some of the story. There's plenty of March Madness moments that happened over the years. Those are some of the notable ones. But maybe some more history. Maybe in 5 years, 6 years from now, we can say, hey, this was the same date, March 18th. Or 19th, excuse me. My days are all thrown off here. When you're here all the time, you never know.
They just
March 19th, 2026. You can remember, hey, that's the day Nebraska basketball finally got their first win in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully we're still here in 5 years. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, no, I agree. I think with March Madness, it's almost like there's history we made almost every round. And hopefully this is the year we get the Husker history.
You got 16 games today, including that Nebraska-Troy game. So there's something bound to happen. I mean, if they're all blowouts, then, last year was a little chalky across the board, but I think that was just a one-year thing. Like, if we had, if it was all upsets all the time, it wouldn't be what it is. But NIL be what it is. I don't think that's a huge factor in basketball because you still got to play the game.
Oh, yeah.
And you still got to decide it on the hardwood because this isn't the college football playoff. I know some people treated it like it with Miami, Ohio. We can talk about it with them in the next segment as well. With the first 4 games, some really good games out there in Dayton, Ohio, and electric atmosphere. We're talking about Nebraska takeover. Miami, Ohio took over that game coming down from Oxford to Dayton yesterday as well. So excited. We are almost there. We are almost about an hour away from tip-off of the 2026 edition of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and with that being said, we will be taking one final break here. Or not final break. We got a whole nother
final
hour.
break for the first hour.
Final break for the first hour, exactly. We'll be getting to more texts here. We got more coming in on the text line. Again, don't be shy. Come be part of the show here.
We'll read all those when we get back.
Exactly. We'll read all of them after this break here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies with light winds. It'll be warm with an afternoon high near 81. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and calm winds, a low around 48. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return with a light breeze, warm again with a high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to hour 2 of The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Lots to still be diving into here, obviously. Nothing bigger than March Madness and the Huskers playing basketball today. But we do got some texts here that we will be getting to in a second. There we go. All right. First one here from Derek in a car. Anybody starting to feel butterflies in their stomach? Huskers have a chance to write some history and not just winning the first game, making a run Huskers. I think that's huge. I think, like he says, I think obviously above all, we do want to get that first big win. We want to say, yeah, we're not on that graphic anymore, or at least not the biggest logo on that graphic anymore. But I think this is a team that isn't just here to hopefully get that first win. We've said it all year. This is a season that is above what anybody expected coming into it. And it wouldn't feel like any type of disappointment if we're a one win and done team either. But at the same time, this isn't a team that should just be one and done after that first round win.
Yeah, the goalpost shouldn't be moved just because they're a 4 seed. Obviously, you want to go far in the tournament. But this team has been special all year. I mean, started 20-0. Obviously took some lumps down the end of the year against UCLA and Iowa, and that is just what college basketball is about. Control you can control. Good teams slip up from time to time. We saw Gonzaga lose to Portland. We've seen Houston, Iowa State lose games. Iowa State losing to TCU, who TCU kicks off the tournament. But yeah, the butterflies are there. It feels like, you feel like that Christmas morning feel. It's not, there's no snow on the ground here. It's gonna be like 80 degrees. But you feel that Christmas type of vibe, like where you're excited. You also have the nerves. I just hope Huskers can get it done. Just get that graphic out of the way, because Nebraska's on there with teams like Kennesaw State right now, Queens University, the teams who are currently in the field of 64. It's just, it's just a humiliating graphic in a sense if you're a Husker fan, because every other team has been able to at least win one.
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of there as the backbone of, you're the, the Power 5, Power 4 team who's just kind of been sitting there trying to put it together regardless. But yeah, under an hour, 402-464-5685. Keep hitting the Sarge Shaman Jewelers text line. We'll continue to hit you up as well. But Buffalo Wings and Rings, the doors are open for day one of March Madness Live from Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O. Just down the road from here, doors open now. Somebody said there was a line. I'm assuming Nick is currently in stadium pulse mode.
Oh, yeah.
As we speak. The first 64 people in the door, which we might, I don't know, it's been 5 minutes. Maybe they're probably around 20 people already in the door. Maybe a couple more. First 64 people. I mean, if you drop everything you're doing, maybe you can get in there.
Hopefully.
First 64 people at the door receive a ping pong ball with a team on it that is in the tournament of the Field of 64 with a chance to win prizes throughout the tournament. Additional prizes will be given away throughout the broadcast from 11 to 6 o'clock with Bach in the Black Shirt, Adam Carricker, Old School, and postgame of Nebraska and Troy right after the final buzzer sounds. So stop by Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68th and O, Thursday and tomorrow as well, from 11 to 6. So it's exciting. Like I said, there might be 64 people already in, but good luck. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. The luck isn't in your favor. But hey, if you're not one of the first 64, you have a chance still to win raffle and win prizes throughout the entire day. Some good prizes down there. It sounds like Nick Sander and I will be down there right after this, so I will be able to skedaddle, as they say.
Yep. Yeah, we got some T-shirts. I was folding them yesterday, so if you appreciate those folded T-shirts when you see them, it was me. It was this rookie. But also, like you said with the graphic, Kennesaw State got an unknown texter here, 5026. Keep an eye on Kennesaw. They beat Liberty almost. And I think these are some teams, like you're saying, like when you're looking at this bracket on paper, it's like, oh, Kennesaw State, they might not get it done. Oh, Troy, again, do I want Troy to win? Obviously not. But you look at these, and these are teams that on paper, it's like, yeah, they're probably going to lose. But at the same time, that's what this is all about. There's a reason we tune into almost every single March Madness game, and it's because you can't count out anybody just as much as you can't count on anybody. And are there any other teams besides Kennesaw? I know you said that that brings some interest for you. Who are some, obviously, maybe not upsets that you think are going to happen, but some teams that might just surprise fans who are tuning into their games for the first time that you've maybe watched this year, Nick?
Yeah, so last night I put together some storylines to watch in general. 3 big bullet points I wrote for just the next 2 days. Duke is obviously a storyline in itself because they're Duke basketball. Yep. Regardless of the year, Duke has a storyline. They play Siena at 1:50 today, Central Time. They're, despite being heavy favorites, they're navigating some significant injuries. Guard Caleb Foster's out until at least the Final Four, it sounds. So that obviously is one to watch. But Duke had that injury and other ones along the way and still won the ACC title this past weekend. So Duke is a team to watch because they're a favorite in every year, it feels like, because Duke is able to reload. They had Cooper Flagg last year. This year they have the Boozers. Without Caleb Foster, it sounds like until at least the Final Four, maybe not even have him at all. But that would be a storyline in itself if Duke is able to capture a championship without a guy like Caleb Foster. And John Shire's been knocking on the door for a while since Coach K retired after his illustrious career. He's been knocking on the door to get to that level. Last year, obviously, they blew that game against Houston down the stretch, but they've been knocking on that door. North Carolina, they entered the tournament, after what happened in 2025. They're facing VCU, the Virginia Commonwealth University Rams. When I hear VCU, I think of Shaka Smart and those VCU teams back in the day. Another core memory I went in that, I was in Kansas City when Kansas played them. I believe it was the Sweet 16, and VCU knocked off Kansas. And Kansas City, there's some Jayhawks. There's a lot of Jayhawk fans down there. They were all disappointed, and I'm just this neutral guy sitting there. I'm like the what's the meme with Rob Lowe with the NFL hat? I'm just like sitting there like that was me as like a 15-year-old watching that as that goes down. VCU's won 16 of their last 17 games. And then North Carolina's without their freshman star, Caleb Wilson, who's out for the rest of the season potentially. So that is why that is a very interesting storyline to watch for that game. That game tipping off later this evening. Nebraska and Troy chasing history. That's my third bullet point I had. Starting at 11:40, a little bit over an hour left. Nebraska, Troy, both teams have yet to win a game in the tournament, so something's got to give. One of the teams is moving on, and one of the teams is going to win their first one. I had a Cinderella watch.
Okay.
Cinderella watch. I put 3 of them down. High Point, Wisconsin, mentioned in the first hour. High Point enters on a 14-game winning streak. I believe they won the Big South Conference. They are on that 14-game win streak. They lead the nation in point differential at 19.7 points per game. Are they playing the toughest competition? No, but they are winning games by a lot. That brings me to Miami, Ohio, who I'm going to add to this 3, add them. We watched them last night, and they're 31-1. They lost 1 game all year, which came in the MAC tournament to UMass. Obviously, they lose that game, and 31-1, I still think that warrants not getting a first 4 bid. You're 31-1 regardless who you're playing. It's hard to win every game in college basketball. And last night they shot the lights out. I don't know if you saw the crowd there. Oxford, Ohio is not very far from Dayton. Fans made the trip down there. Miami, Ohio swim team showed up in full uniform. It looked like a hostile takeover of Miami, Ohio Redhawk fans. And I hope that's what Nebraska is like.
Yeah.
If you have that kind of home court advantage, makes a huge difference and gets you settled in. Miami, Ohio, they play Tennessee tomorrow. Miami, Ohio, I think they got a lot of disrespect just because they treated them kind of like a college football playoff team. Like you're like James Madison. Oh, you lost a game, you're done.
Yeah.
They lose 1 game of the 30-plus games they played. I mean, we saw Wichita State with Fred VanVleet and Ron Baker. I'm not comparing those teams, but the Wichita State teams like that they were able to kind of earn the trust throughout the years. They continue to win. McNeese State, Vanderbilt, obviously. McNeese has been in this tournament before. Last year, winning a game, playing Vanderbilt, who just lost in the SEC title. Maybe that was Vanderbilt's peak of the season. We won't know until the ball's tipped after that one in Oklahoma City. And then South Florida, mentioned them winning the American Conference on a 10-game winning streak. Louisville without Michael Brown Jr., who's ruled out for the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament. So some storylines to watch. Those are just a couple over the next couple of days. I know you mentioned A.J. DeBonsa making his tournament debut, a freshman phenomenon, more than likely a top 3 pick in the NBA draft for BYU, leading scorer in the nation, facing a Texas team that's fresh off a first 4 win. And the first 4 is interesting. Like, I think I like the first 4. I was a little weird about it first. I'm like, why are they doing these games before the tournament begins? But teams in the first 4 have been able to grab some momentum and get some. Sometimes you just knock the rust off. And Texas, maybe they're a team that does that and then is able to beat BYU, a former conference foe, for a little bit. And then who knows? I mean, A.J. DeBonsa is going to get his 25, 30, maybe 40 points because he is a bucket. But see if Texas can lock everybody else down. Just not let one guy beat them.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. I think a big thing about these tournaments, obviously you see it in other sports too, but I think with March Madness more than any, it's not necessarily about who's the better team. Obviously that's going to favor and help no matter what. But at the same time, it's more, you see it often, at least, with whoever's the hottest team is going to be that team that just keeps moving. And DP said it yesterday on his one-on-one with DP show. On simple terms, you just got to go 5-0. And then, as easy as that sounds, but realistically, if you're one of the hottest teams in the country, if you can get hot at the right time, that can eliminate almost a lot of skill gaps that you're facing. Once you get to the better teams, of course, if you get outplayed, you get outplayed. But I think, like you're saying, that first 4 does give some of these teams kind of a boost into it. Maybe it doesn't make all the difference. Maybe Texas still goes out there and gets killed. But at least they have that to kind of say, okay, we are who we think we are. We're here for a reason. Let's just keep it moving and see what happens. But we do have an unknown texter here, 2793. When the Huskers win today, I say they give Fred a statue. But the statue should be Fred paintbrushing the Iowa fan's cell phone.
That'd be something else.
That would be,
That'd be something else. I think one win, yes. But I think expectations are going to change after this year because you win one. The program, a couple of years ago, they only won 7 games in a season. College basketball crown is cool in its entirety. Got to win some money, the rise of guys like Cale Jacobson. And then you have this year where the team's 26-6 entering as a 4 seed. A statue with that. I think there's a couple other candidates for a statue where it would look. But yeah, that was a low light in the season. But than the UCLA game, but they controlled what they can control. They came back, beat Iowa, avenged that loss at home on senior day. In Sam Hoiberg's final game playing at home. Probably some tears were shed because of that, because he's been a guy. And this game is going to be exciting to say the least, just because Nebraska, this is the first time they've kind of been in that situation, a top 4 seed a couple of years, 40 some years ago. They played Xavier as a 3 seed and they lost that game. That was probably one of the biggest golden opportunities to finally get that first NCAA tournament win. But here we are in the year 2026 for Nebraska and Troy. Biggest game in program history, I would say. Nebraska-Troy, I hate to bring it up, but the last time these teams played in one of the Power 4 sports, or the Big 4 sports, was football. Nebraska played Troy when Scott Frost was the coach, and Andrew Bunch started quarterback. Nebraska lost that game to Troy. So a revenge game from what happened on the gridiron, in a sense. So I hate to bring that up, but yes, Andrew Bunch. Maybe he's at the game today. I don't know. I don't know. It was like one of his only starts he had as a Husker quarterback when Adrian Martinez got hurt. But Nebraska, Troy, I'm excited to say the least.
Yeah. And I think kind of jumping a little back a couple chapters to the Miami of Ohio about controlling what you can control, like to the fans and to the people who are saying, oh, maybe they shouldn't be in there based on who they played. At the end of the day, like you're saying, they were 30-0 the entire season. Again, like we've said with some of the teams in these brackets, they haven't played the best competition. But at the end of the day, you can't control any of that. You play who's on your schedule, and you got 30 guys on your schedule. You took down all 30 of them. Yeah, it would have been nice to see them go a little deeper in their conference tournament. But at the end of the day, I think the same way we see football in their conference tournaments, it shouldn't just eliminate you right off the rip. And so I am glad they're in there. I do want to see them make a run, honestly, for the season they've had, and also with what you have said about the kind of disrespect that they've taken on, at least around the media. So I'm excited for them. Hopefully they can get it going. That'll be exciting. They looked so fun last night, so that was super cool to see.
With the MAC, I mean, they're a MACtion team. MACtion, I'm a big believer in MACtions on Wednesday nights in the fall and Tuesday nights in the fall when that happens. But they did get some disrespect. I think 31-1 warrants not being a first 4 team, and they proved it. They shot lights out. I mean, they have really good guard play, and that usually takes you pretty far in the tournament. They got Tennessee, and they're beatable. They can win that game. I also think people are keeping their eyes on the wrong MAC team. Akron, the Zips have been really good this year too. Akron is playing Texas Tech. Texas Tech's without JT Toppin. Texas Tech, a really good basketball team. They beat Arizona even without JT Toppin. But hey, what if 2 MAC teams make the round of 32? It's a real possibility. A 2-bid MAC is a thing. The West Coast Conference has 3 teams in the bid for the first time. They have Gonzaga in their final year in that conference. They have St. Mary's, who's been a staple in the NCAA tournament. And then you have Santa Clara, who's a 10 seed. And Santa Clara, they were kind of in that last 4 in range for a very long time. But they solidified that by beating St. Mary's in the West Coast semifinals to play Gonzaga. And they're playing a Kentucky team who's not the Kentucky of, Carl T. Towns' team was undefeated with that team. Alex Poitras and the Harrison brothers, that's just not there. So you have those mid-major schools. I mean, mid-major West Coast Conference is a very good basketball conference with those 3 teams carrying the load of that conference. But this is what March is all about. Those teams where, man, the SEC is this, the Big Ten's that, the ACC conference, the Big East is, those are your power players. And then you have a St. Peter's or like a North Dakota State. And North Dakota State, funny enough, they play Michigan State. North Dakota State center Trace Anderson went to Lincoln Pius 10th High School.
Nice.
So that's an easy cheery interest for a local. And they're also playing Michigan State, a Big Ten foe of Nebraska. So the Bison, they're an interesting storyline. A couple other teams I wrote down Akron as one. UCLA Central Florida is an interesting game because Johnny Dawkins, UCF, was in the Crown tournament last year with Nebraska. The Crown actually has 3 teams from the semifinals last year: Nebraska, UCF, and Villanova. They're all in the NCAA tournament this year. So maybe the Crown does something to that. Maybe. I don't know. Thinking of that. Well, thinking on the Crown, I hate to talk about it. Are you cheering for Creighton to win the Crown and keep the trophy in Nebraska?
No. I've learned to be a Husker here, and I've learned you can't really be both, or you kind of
J-Sker.
So exactly, I'd rather be a Horn Husker than a J-Sker. So I'm out on Creighton.
With the Crown tournament, Nebraska, there were 16 teams in the last year. There's only 8. So, it's a short history of the tournament. It's slowly, like maybe there's only 4 teams next year. I don't really know. Hopefully Nebraska, hey, they were the first ones to win it, and that's all that matters. A couple other games I wrote down to watch, like UCF, excuse me. Johnny Dawkins, a really good coach, been there for a while. UCLA, I don't really know what to think of them. Like, they're good, but they're playing that game in Philadelphia. When I saw that, I don't really know how they're going to fare because they're good on that West Coast.
Yeah.
But when they make the trip to the Eastern time zone, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what UCLA team you're going to get, but it could set up a Mick Cronin UCLA against a Dan Hurley UConn matchup. That'd be a fun coaching matchup. Yeah. Only other matchup I really wrote down for today to keep your eye on is Illinois and Penn coming up. Illinois and Penn. Fran McCaffrey, the coach of Penn. Fran McCaffrey famously coached Iowa for a number of years. First year at Penn, his alma mater, gets the Quakers to the NCAA tournament by winning the Ivy League. They have TJ Hunter, a really good point guard, former Duke transfer, scores 40 points in the Ivy League championship game to knock off Yale. Overtime, Yale's a staple in that conference as well. Goes overtime, hits some big shots down the stretch. Fran McCaffrey was saying like, "Oh, our guys are sick." And stuff like that, but I don't believe it because he's done that before where he said guys are sick and then the other opposition sees that and go, all right, and then they come in, they're perfectly fine to kind of throw off the opposition. So a lot of storylines to watch. Those are only a couple. We went through about 6 games, but there's 10 other games on the docket for today. Yeah. Exciting times.
Of course. Yeah, we got text here. Unknown texter 4693. I worry about our play on the interior today. The last 3 games, our bigs look slow and flat-footed. I still think we get it done like 81 to 71, which I think is that good range that we kind of talked about, that 10 to 15 point range. But yeah, I agree. I've noticed that too. I think sometimes we do kind of look a little sluggish there as the game goes on, of course. Like that's kind of expected with how small of a rotation I think we often get out there. But from your perspective, what do you kind of think for our bigs? Hopefully that is turned around a little bit today, but what do you think?
Well, Troy is not a Purdue. They are athletic. Every team in this tournament is athletic. Purdue does have a solid duo of scorers. They have 4 guys averaging double figures. It sounds like they are going to have everybody that is available to them at their disposal on the roster. However, they don't have an Oscar Clough. They don't have a Purdue team that is going to be bigger and taller. They have guys who are around 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". They don't have a 7-foot giant like Purdue always has. And they're also from the Sun Belt. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the Sun Belt, but they've also played some familiar teams in Nebraska. They took USC to overtime. They played West Georgia and company. They played some familiar teams, but they're not as tall as people make them out to be. They are a solid rebounding team, they're physical. They're a physical team. And if Nebraska can just stay, of course, and play their game, I think that is the biggest takeaway. Don't make Troy control the game. Nebraska, just do what you got to do what you've done to win these 26 of 32 games so far this year. Play your game, control what you can control. It's Nebraska versus Nebraska more than it's Nebraska versus Troy.
Yeah,
that's what happens in these games when you get to the NCAA tournament with a higher seed. It's usually the higher seed, the favorite or whatnot in those games to control what they can control and not let them turnovers rack up, not shoot the ball well, and be able to kind of make those adjustments. And I trust Fred Hoiberg to be able to do that. Has Nebraska's games against Northwestern and Penn State, have those games all been amazing throughout? Maryland is the one I'm looking at. It was ugly, but Nebraska's able to right the wrongs in a 10, 15-minute spurt, and then the game's out of reach, and Nebraska wins by 15, 20 points. So I'm looking at that. Yes. Are you nervous? I think everybody's nervous just because of the fact that it feels like we've been in this situation before with A&M. Is this the year they do it? I mentioned that years ago in 2014 against Baylor. Is this the year to do it? It wasn't. We've seen this story multiple times in the past 20 years. But hopefully they can put that behind them today.
Mm-hmm. We got a YouTube comment here from.
Try to read the name.
Yeah, trying to. I'm trying to get it there. I'm gonna just call him Uncle. But
okay.
Says Robin Washington just retweeted that SeatGeek is saying close to 70% of ticket purchases are from Nebraska accounts. That's around 12,600 out of the 18,000 seats. So it seems like it'll be a Husker home game. Obviously,
well, yeah.
That was expected. But I think with a team like Nebraska, who does always have that kind of backing there, I think it kind of takes the pressure off of them, obviously, at least for this round 1 game. Hopefully it does that. Hopefully it doesn't become bigger than it needs to be either in that same sentence, which I think, like you're saying, when you start getting into these games, you end up playing yourself more than you start playing the other opponents if it gets too big, which we see in a lot of sports for Nebraska, truly. But I think that'll be, obviously, I don't think it's going to be anything wrong. I think it's going to be a bigger factor helping us than anything. But at the same time, I hope that doesn't add any pressure to a team that kind of is, no matter what you think, that pressure of we need to get this first win is still going to be there. Obviously, it's probably not as big or prominent when you are the 4 seed, when you had the season you have had. But do you think sometimes us fans here kind of put a little more pressure on this than we need to in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, it does put pressure on you. I think the guys are just trying to block out the noise. I know Sam Hoiberg and Price Sanford talked to the media before they left for Oklahoma City and said, just not ignoring what everybody else is saying. Like 0-8, yes, we've heard it time and time again. Just trying to block it out. I have some notes on that. The ticket purchases for session 1. So why it matters: Nebraska has never won an NCAA tournament game. Of course, that's the first sentence in this press release that there is. Because that's, I feel like we're going to hear that time and time again until probably around 145, potentially. Fans are traveling in force for a chance to witness history. The 69% share is especially impressive. That is the highest fan share for any state across all first round sessions nationwide of the all the sites. For context, in 14 of the 16 sessions, the host state leads ticket purchases, even when no local team is playing. So like in Buffalo, for example, New York accounts for 47 and 60% of ticket sales across those 2 sessions of games during, the morning or the afternoon and the night slate. Nebraska is one of just 2 exceptions alongside Arizona, which makes up 38% of purchases in session 1 in San Diego, making Nebraska's share all of the more remarkable. Arizona, of course, they are a blue blood basketball program. They, of course, are leading the way. But yeah, Nebraska, quick trip to Oklahoma City. Of course, that is the context of it. That is why they're all going to be at the top of the game and be up there. So excited to see Husker Nation's filling out. Not only there, but also Buffalo Wings Arena.
Yeah. Let me get to one more text here just for me again. Thank you. Unknown texter 0658 said, Horn Husker is justifying being better than a J-Sker. Yes, it is. Because at the end of the day, when we got a game like today, I'm cheering for the Huskers. You'll never catch me cheering for Creighton.
And you have your Texas game as well with BYU.
Exactly. But I'm going to make sure that the Huskers get it done. Would you rather me not be on your side or what? Like, we got to pick and choose here. I'm picking the Huskers over Creighton any day. But with that being said, let's get to one of our first breaks here of the second hour. Keep it tuned right here to The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wake up, Lincoln. You're not dreaming. Schaefer Sleep Gallery has closeout mattresses up to 50% off. Hurry in now for the best selection and savings on Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland closeouts. We're talking one-of-a-kinds, floor models, and closeouts up to 50% off. Plus, Schaefer Sleep Gallery has free local delivery on any closeout Serta Beauty Rest and Sutherland mattress while they last. So hurry in to save hundreds. Plus, free local delivery on closeout mattresses in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's. 48th and R, Lincoln.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Husker fans, baseball is back in Lincoln, and it's time to get your tickets to Nebraska baseball. Catch great matchups all season long as the Huskers take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten, including Indiana, USC, and Iowa. Plus, don't miss midweek action against in-state rival Creighton and regional matchups with Kansas and Kansas State. Bring the whole family. General admission tickets start at just $10 or grab reserved seats for $15. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action this season. Get your tickets today by visiting huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Nebraska men's basketball is dancing. The Huskers qualified for the NCAA tournament, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to cover all the action. Follow me, Austin Orman, on all 93.7 The Ticket social media platforms for updates throughout Nebraska's appearance in the Big Dance. Our coverage from Oklahoma City is made possible by Sandhills Careers and Insight Partners.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out the top-selling Epic Effects. Epic Effects is designed to help blast body fat, curb cravings, and provide smooth energy so you can cruise through the day. Home of free samples and better than internet pricing, Epic Effects can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We have been getting some pictures from our amazing professional co-workers down at Buffalo Wings and Rings, which go ahead and tell the people what they're either gonna get, might miss out on, or still have a chance to get if they get there in time.
Yeah, you better drop everything you're doing and get down to Buffalo Wings Rings at 68th and O, because it looks like there is a line of red outside across the street from the Best Buy there on O Street. It is, I'm just blown by all the people that are standing out there at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 60th and O. There's T-shirts, red and black. There are, drink holders. There's sleeves. There's headbands, wristbands, notepads, mini footballs, mini basketballs, across the board. And you can win some great prizes for just showing up. Buffalo Wings and Rings, 68-0. Day 1 is today. Day 2 tomorrow. The doors opened at 10 a.m. If you're looking to be one of the first 64 people there, good luck, I guess. It looks like there's probably about 60 people outside, but if you're one of the first 64 people, in the door, you receive a ping pong ball with a team on it for you to win prizes throughout the entire tournament. Additional prizes will be given away, as I mentioned, t-shirts throughout for just being there. You don't have to sign up or anything. We'll draw your name, get a raffle, you get a t-shirt. You win a cup holder, you get a bag, you get a mini basketball, a notepad, you get a lot of things. But across the board, t-shirt would be cool. You can wear your ticket t-shirt tomorrow when you go to work and say, hey, I was at the Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68-0. Thursday and Friday for March Madness, 11 to 6. Bach and the Black Shirt, Adam Carricker Show, Old School, and also post game from Nebraska and Troy, starting immediately after the final buzzer. Along with that, you also have less than 45 minutes now to enter our bracket challenge, tournament challenge at ESPN. Join the 93.7 The Ticket bracket challenge today by searching 93.7 The Ticket bracket challenge -2026. It's free to enter, and if you finish at or near the top when a champion's crowned in April, you'll win prizes from us right here at 93.7 The Ticket. Compete against your favorite personalities and talent across 93.7 The Ticket and earn bragging rights in the annual bracket challenge. To enter, go to the ESPN app, tournament challenge, ESPN tournament challenge, bracket challenge, search 93.7 The Ticket challenge -2026. Join and win. Also, it's also tagged pinned on our Facebook page as well, 93.7 The Ticket on Facebook. To be able to, and also coverage from Oklahoma City. Austin Orman is down there along with Early Break, Jake Sorensen, Steve Sipple. We're going to be live again tomorrow from the Marriott. They were live this morning from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock for Early Break. So you breakers, get up and see if you're down in Oklahoma City and be able to see them live and in person, live in a living color, and see them down there. And then Austin Orman is down there covering the Nebraska basketball team throughout. We'll have him on postgame, potentially on Old School as well tomorrow, maybe today as well. So a lot going on. There's our housekeeping items. Show continues.
With that being said, again, if you want to be part of the show, make sure to text the Starter Heyman Jeweler text line, 402-464-5685. As we were talking about on break, I think it's about time we kind of talk about Husker women's basketball.
Yes.
Had a huge win last night in the first four, correct?
Yep, first four.
Yeah, took down Richmond with a final score of 75-56. What did you notice from the game, Nick?
The third quarter, 27-6, I believe. Nebraska dominated. We've seen time and time again, Nebraska is able to compete with these teams over the stretch of regular season play where things weren't going the best. But usually one quarter in the third or the fourth quarter got away. Oregon, they were up double digits with 6 minutes to go, lose that game. We saw it in the Big Ten tournament against Indiana. Last time we saw this team take the floor 10, 11 days ago. They lose a huge halftime lead to Indiana, who didn't make the tournament, and they now sit at home for 10, 11, 12 days thinking, did we do enough? Was our 18-12 record good enough to get us to the big dance? Well, they found it out Sunday evening. It did. They get a first four bid, take on Richmond, a really good team. Maggie Dugan, the A10 player of the year on the Richmond Spiders, averaging around 21 a game. She had 24 points in this one. Shot 6 of 13 from the floor, but she was the only one in double figures for the Spiders. Nebraska did a good job of controlling. I also think Nebraska hit 11 consecutive threes. They're the first team in the NCAA tournament to do that this decade. Just hot shooting throughout. Britt Prince drops 22, 10 of 14 shooting. Efficient as can be. Kaylin Hake had 14 as well, a senior on that team. Hasn't been the leading scorer, but she's a vocal leader on the team. And hey, she has an opportunity to play extra games with this group before her career is said and done. And that's just what Nebraska got. They got a lifeline to get in with this first four game in Durham, North Carolina, playing at historic Cameron Indoor Stadium, the home of the Duke Blue Devils. Get that win, and now not only today you got Nebraska basketball, you'll have it tomorrow. 1 o'clock, I believe, first tip off tomorrow. 1 o'clock on ESPN. The 11-seeded Nebraska Corners going to take on the 6-seed Baylor Bears from Durham, North Carolina. For that one. On the other side of that bracket, you have the 3-seed Duke taking on 14th Charleston, other known as CFC, College of Charleston. So, hey, it's lifeline. Season continues. Kind of like a Miami, Ohio. Like, I'm not saying 31-1, but you get a lifeline. You get a chance to build some momentum into the tournament, and that's when Nebraska did beat Richmond team, where a lot of people thought Richmond were just going to easily dance over this team because of how the season ended for Nebraska women's basketball. But you got to think, Nebraska, look at the Big Ten Conference across the tournament. Nebraska, they showed a little bit of inside the locker room, Amy Williams, and she's like, hey, we've played a lot of the teams that are in this field, and we deserve to be here. We have to prove it. They played UCLA. They played Michigan, Iowa. UCLA, obviously a favorite to maybe cut down the nets at the end of the entire thing. Michigan, Iowa are 2 seeds. Ohio State's in there as well. There's a lot of really good talented. Michigan State, who had a phenomenal season, one of the best seasons of their women's basketball program history. They played a really tough schedule. Maryland, I even forget them. Well-coached team out there for the Terrapins. They deserved to be here, and they believed it, and they were able to get one. Now they got another one tomorrow on short notice. And if they win that one, they probably more than likely get a matchup with Duke at Cameron Indoor on Sunday in some shape or form.
Yeah, and kind of similar to what we said earlier about you kind of just got to get in the tournament and see what happens from there. I think that's going to be what is going to be the story for the Huskers, for the women Huskers, if they can go on a run, like we're saying. It's not like realistically when you get into the tournament, from my perspective, it kind of just feels like a whole new season starting. It's like, okay, whatever losses we had in the regular season, whatever we did good, obviously learn from it. Whatever we did bad, learn from it. And you get like that. You have a whole new life starting today. And I think they showed that yesterday. Hopefully they keep showing it tomorrow. Big game tomorrow at 1:00. And I think they have the potential to make the run. It's just, can they be clicking on all cylinders? Obviously, Britt's going to be doing her thing. She's been doing it all year. And I'm a huge fan of everything that they do when they are clicking, of course. But hopefully they can learn what they did well today or yesterday. Didn't have too many turnovers in retrospect. And, of course, they got to keep putting it on them like that in that third quarter. So I'm a huge fan of it. Anything else you want to get on the Husker women's here?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the top performers. Was going to be Talia Scott is shooting around 34% from beyond the arc for the Baylor Bears. She's really good. They have there's a really good shooting team. So Nebraska's going to have to get out in those shooters and play some really good defense. Amaya Hargrove is going to be a huge asset for Nebraska, not only throughout this game, but down the road. The way she's grown as a player and a leader for this team, they're not the biggest senior heavy team, but to have her alongside, she's averaging almost 13 points a game. That's up from last year. Logan Nisley's averaging 3.3 made 3-point pointers over the last 10 games. So, and that hot shooting maybe carries over. You just played in that arena. Was it the biggest environment? No, but it's a historic basketball venue where a lot of history is made on the men's and women's basketball side. Because Duke has been good at men's basketball, but they don't shy away from women's basketball as well. And you've gotten situated into that arena, what it's like to play at that environment, Cameron Indoor. But you're playing Baylor, another prominent women's basketball program, always in the tournament every year. They've had some historic players go through that program. You get a very interesting matchup, and I'm excited to see where that goes. And the old Big 12 rivalry kind of renewed as well. And if you win that game, then you may get a potential Nebraska men's game on Saturday against either Vanderbilt or McNeese. But then don't overlook Sunday, you could get Nebraska women playing more than likely Duke or maybe College Charleston if they pull off the upset.
Yeah.
So today starts a stretch of maybe 4 days in a row where you get Nebraska basketball in the men's or the women's side.
Mm-hmm.
Men Thursday, Saturday, women Friday, Sunday. And that's also including Nebraska wrestling, who has that's going on right now as we speak. The NCAA wrestling championship started today. They'll be on Friday as well. And then Saturday with the championships, Nebraska's got all 10 guys. They're one of 6 teams to qualify, all 10 wrestlers. You have Nebraska baseball playing Michigan tomorrow. Softball's in action. Bowling's in Conference USA. They're in the Conference USA. Don't get it twisted. They're in the Conference USA bowling tournament, which stacked conference. All the teams in that conference are ranked. 10 of the 12 are ranked inside the top 15. If you watch Haley, Desiree, Jill, or Kayla, they're excited for this opportunity to face the best of the best. Great people, even greater boulders. But they have that going on. There's a little bit of something for every Husker fan over the next 72 to 90 plus hours. And that also includes the Madison March. And you have a chance to watch 4 days straight of Nebraska basketball in Durham and in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm. And like you're saying, it's a great time to be a Husker fan. Maybe for some others, for some more than others, like our great friend Jake Sorensen was having a great morning in Oklahoma City. We got a text on the text line here. Jake Sorensen said he would pay for a statue if the Huskers win today. He said that this morning.
That in his budget? That in the budget?
Maybe we're not going to get some extra hoodies this year for the statue, and I'm cool with that. But yeah, I saw he had a couple brewskis, so maybe that was that talking. But we'll follow up with him on that one. Maybe we do get our statue. Maybe we'll put it right here on O Street. Who knows? Right in front of the window.
Yeah, you could. I mean, people walk through there, so it'd be a little awkward to put it right there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, hey, O Street is live all the time, so maybe you can have that there. I'm thinking of the statues you talked about with the Iowa fan. I'd like the meme where he's on the phone in the airplane.
Yeah.
Maybe they can have that as the statue. Yeah, I mean, hey, just get the win first. We can't, it's not a given. I will say that. You still have to play 40 minutes of basketball. There's a lot of outside noise because 0-8. The players even said it. It's March Madness. We've seen it time and time again. Got to get it. Got to get the win and look for it. And the season doesn't end after today. You get the win today. You celebrate it. You celebrate the history behind it. If and when that happens. And then you turn your attention to Saturday because then the goalpost gets moved. Then, can they make it? Can they make it to the second weekend? Can they make it even farther? You know, some people I saw Young Gravy. If you know, I don't know how many people listening know who Young Gravy is. Young Gravy is a singer, rapper, artist, whatever you can call it. He has Nebraska in the Final Four.
Nice.
Hey, ball knower? Does he know ball? Maybe.
I know he performed at Kearney a couple years ago, so maybe he is a Nebraska guy in there somewhere.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, and we got Ham and Beans here on the text line pertaining to the Jake Sorensen funds. He said that's what credit cards are for. Maybe we'll just throw it on the company credit card. Get a statue out here.
Jake's bank account is that on the? I don't know, man. I mean, just get the win.
Exactly.
Get the win, and then we can start talking about all the jazz that goes along with it.
Exactly. With that being said, we'll be taking our final break here on the drive with Nick and Rudy. Not that Nick and not this Rudy, but we got some more questions coming in here as we're speaking, but we'll get to some of those in our final segment. Make sure to keep it tuned here to the drive on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Forget the lame excuse this year. Your boss already knows why you can't make it to work for those 2 magical days in mid-March. Join 93.7 The Ticket on Thursday and Friday, March 19th and 20th at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O for March Mayhem. Come early on Thursday to get a ping pong ball with a lucky team on it and stay all day for prizes throughout and buzzer beater upsets. It's March Mayhem with 93.7 The Ticket for the NCAA tournament at Buffalo Wings and Rings on 68th and O.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Husker fans, baseball is back in Lincoln, and it's time to get your tickets to Nebraska baseball. Catch great matchups all season long as the Huskers take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten, including Indiana, USC, and Iowa. Plus, don't miss midweek action against in-state rival Creighton and regional matchups with Kansas and Kansas State. Bring the whole family. General admission tickets start at just $10 or grab reserved seats for $15. Don't miss your chance to be part of the action this season. Get your tickets today by visiting huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
A membership with John Henry's will fast-track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating
and electrical.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate.
Nebraska men's basketball is dancing. The Huskers qualified for the NCAA tournament, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to cover all the action. Follow me, Austin Orman, on all 93.7 The Ticket social media platforms for updates throughout Nebraska's appearance in the Big Dance. Our coverage from Oklahoma City is made possible by Sandhills Careers and Insight Partners.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Finally wrapping it up here, Nick. Obviously, we've talked nothing but Husker hoops. Rightfully so. Nothing bigger in this state or city or even the Midwest right now, I think we'll just say. But with that being said, anything you want to wrap it up with? Let's plug where we're going to be at all day for sure. Let's get that out the way real
first
quick.
off, seeing some videos from Oklahoma City. It looks like a huge plethora of Husker fans entering the arena there at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. Buffalo Wings and Rings. I'm making the trip down there in a couple of minutes. It'll be a quick drive just down to 68th and O. Buffalo Wings and Rings, the ticket will be there for day one, but also day two tomorrow for March Madness Live from Buffalo Wings and Rings. 68th and O, doors opened at 10 o'clock, but there's still time to get there. If you're one of the first 64 people there, you probably already have your ping pong ball in hand, but you have a team there to potentially win prizes. But if you didn't get a ping pong ball, additional prize will be given away throughout the entire broadcast as we're live there from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Bach in the Black Shirt, Adam Carricker, post game as always, old school, all those throughout today and tomorrow. At Buffalo Wings and Rings. Post-game coverage will be crazy for Nebraska and Troy. Stop by Buffalo Wings and Rings 68th and O this Thursday and Friday for March Madness Live. Bracket Challenge. You only have a couple more minutes till the brackets are locked in. Go to the ESPN Tournament app Tournament Challenge app. Go to ESPN Bracket Challenge. Search 93.7 The Ticket Bracket Challenge 2026. Join and win. It's free to enter, and if you're near the top or the champion, you have a chance to win some prizes from us at 93.7 The Ticket. Yeah, a lot going on. You only have a couple more minutes to fill out those brackets. See if you beat me there to Buffalo Wings Rings. You have a pretty good head start because I got to finish out this segment. But it should be electric. I've seen some photos from out there from Oklahoma City at the Paycom Center. You've also seen the photos over at 68th and O. It looks like a lot of red, a lot of fans showing up. I'm glad you're able to share that moment with us because we'll never forget it, and you guys will as well. And we appreciate you. Without you guys there showing up in full force, none of it's possible.
Yep. Like you said earlier, without you guys, we're kind of just talking.
Exactly.
So,
it's just we're sitting at a different location talking about this historic season.
Eating wings.
With you guys. Yes, with you guys full force and about. Come say hi to us. We appreciate it, and you guys are the reason we do this. And you're there to we're here to entertain you, but you're also here to you guys make it all what it is.
Yep. With that being said, one of my final takes, obviously, said a couple of things about my Longhorns, but above all, I will be rooting and I'll be yelling "Go Big Red" as Cupsker is doing on the text line here. I am excited. I think we both are. I think this is something we've both been looking forward to. You maybe a little longer than I have, but in my years here, I've wanted to see nothing more. And so I'm expecting probably a great game from our Huskers. Let's get into some before we get out of here. What is your final score prediction?
79-58 Nebraska. This is also not just for this year. This is for the Tramp Headaways, the Siobhan Shield, the Brandon Ubells,
the
Alex Marches, the Eric Bykowskis, everybody who's been through that program trying to knock on this door and achieve this. So it should be exciting. I got Nebraska winning 79-58. I think Nebraska comes in locked in, gets hot from the floor. Price Stanford, 25 big ones in today's game.
All right.
I'm not a betting man, but hey, Price, same arena as brothers currently playing, should be exciting.
I'm gonna just go 75. I'll play it simple 75-53 here. That's a big point margin for me here. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning into The Drive here on 93.7 The Ticket. Make sure to keep it tuned for Black and the Black shirt.
Husker fans, baseball is back in Lincoln, and it's time to